Okay, so here's the music I created with Wusik Station and Sonar and a few loops. And I want to go through of all the steps I did to make it. If you haven't listened to the full music yet, so check out the description for the link. I was going to put a button somewhere in the screen for the link of the music. And so I started with just some sort of LED sound. So let me. I wanted something that was distorted. So I just started with a super oscillator, and I changed the decay on the envelope. I used the ADSR envelope and the init super oscillator, just that, nothing else. And then I went to the modulation and I enabled the arpeggiator with the default settings, and pretty much that. From there, I want to add some distortion. So I use Sonar for this distortion. So I lower the volume first, so -9 decibels, and I use the TH2 producer, which has some cabinets and distortions effects and stuff like that. And I also use the Pro Channel tools on Sonar for the um, uh, um, tube amplification with the overdrive, and then I use the boost to boost up the volume while still compressing it up a bit. And finally, I added some reverb. The hats is just a loop from, let me see if I can find it. So I have all my loops here with samples. My samples, stirred with samples. I think it's the Stereo MCs package that I got online a few years ago on a site that is no longer available. But it has a nice sound. I didn't do anything, I just lowered the volume a bit, and that's pretty much it. I didn't change anything else. And the kick, I also use Wusik Station. So I went ahead and loaded the initial patch on Wusik Station and loaded the drum collection kick, but I added two layers. So the first layer is drum collection 1 kicks AK2 kick, and then the layer 2 is the same collection kicks DPM3 with sound kick. So it's just two kicks, one on top of the other, nothing changed. And I changed a bit the amplitude, the envelope, so makes the kick cut the sound cuts much quicker. So let's try to play this. And another thing I did on a project, all the tracks I sent to the master out bus, which is here on the bottom. Master out. And on the master out, I added a compressor. It's going to be a global compressor. And this compressor from Sonitus FX, I think that's how you pronounce it, has a side chain input. So I went to the kick track and add a send to the soundtrack to the compressor sidekick input. I don't remember which one it was, but I did it first thing, so it was the first one. So probably going to be this one, master out, I guess. And what it does, it lowers all the sound from all these instruments beside the kick. So that makes the sound much easier to hear because it's dropping a bit of the sound of every other instrument besides the kick. And I also use the analyst to check out. This is kind of what the Wusik master does, but this is the one that comes with Sonar. This is Sonar X2, so 12. Everything is a bit slow because I'm using the MME audio driver so I can record and listen to what's going on. So it's a multimedia extension, I think this is the MME. So it has a very large delay, long delay, let's say. But this way I can check things out and also speak and record the audio. So okay, this was the kick. There's not much on the kick. It's just some variation I did. Nothing fancy, just simple. And then you can see that I have the three instruments playing: the heads, the kick, and the kind of started bass, let's say, but it's not a bass. I was thinking on adding a bass, but I was I was worried that it was going to clash too much with the main lead, this distorted sound. So in the end, I just decided not to do it. So the other one, the next one I working on was the claps, which is just again the initial preset where I loaded. So I load the initial presets, go to the sound sets, drum collection, claps, and I have chosen two claps to play on top of each other. So the first one is CR 8000 and the other one is 3D. So those two claps are playing together. And one thing I forgot to tell about the kick, which I did on the kick and on the clap, is between semi and fine, you have this lock that is going to allow you to fix the pitch. So any note you play is going to play the same sound. So it's handy. So you don't have to worry about pressing the right key to make the sound play in the right pitch. So I just added the claps and also a bit of reverb. And there you go. Just that. And on this short break that I did, I have three sounds. One is a kind of vocal clip that I use the good old V vocal effect, which allows me to select which notes I want it to be playing on the audio. It's like Melodyne, but much older, let's say. I like it. I like the sound. It has some very distinct sound. So this is just a sound I found on my library of sounds from 30-party sounds. And then I added a compressor and in the end I add the reverb. And then I got from my audio CD Audio Japan a track where some monks are singing something or praying. So the original, let's see if I can find the original in here. Let's unmute. How do I do that? Here, clip, mute, and mute. So what I did, I used the V vocal again to select which is going to be the bass notes. So the bass notes are D sharp, G, and G sharp. So I just went like this, correct note, and correct. And then it created that different effect. Then I added some reverb. I don't think. I think I mess up the file. So let me load again. This is just a quick thing. Sometimes the V vocal really goes crazy if you try to undo something. It's a bug on Sonar. It's not a big deal. So let me add again the other guys here that I disabled. I didn't save. So the kick here. Oops. You can see that sometimes things happen. So I have another loop that I added in here. I didn't do much anything else but the equalizer. Consider that I removed all the bass from the loop. Here's with the bass, here's without the bass. And then I'd added the snare. So the snare is here. So let's see, the snare also uses Wusik Station for the snare. And again, I added 2 layers. Layer 1 and 2 with the drum collection snares. So it's the T1 snare 01, and then the XD511 snare. Also changed the envelope, fixed the tune. Again, I just loaded the initial preset, went to the sound sets, drum collection 1, snares, and tried some snares. And that's pretty much what I did here. I put the volume to maximum, and I also use the dual oscillator to make the snare sound more full. So it's creating actually 2 snare sounds, but with the tuning of 5 between each one. And the last thing, I added a reverb, but in this case, a very short one. A room reverb. I don't remember. Oh, here it is. Vox Fattener. I also added another loop in here from the collection I have of loops. And later I added this last loop in here. This loop I also changed the equalization, removing the bass, and that's it. And finally, on this part here, I added granular synthesis using Wusik Station. So let's take a look at the preset. So I just load an initial preset once again, and I went to the sound sets. Oh, come on. Let me load the file again. I accidentally load another preset. Since there was no changes, it didn't warn me. It's not a big deal. I'll make mistakes. So it's the initial preset. I went to the sound sets, electro Wusik, vocals, vocoded, and I loaded systems working one. Let me remove the ground on here. See if I can hear sound along. So it's just that sound. And nothing else. But then I activated the granular synthesis with 2 grains, and then went to the modulation and added the modulation envelope 1 to the sample start, which is also the granular position. Sorry. And then I changed the envelope so it has an attack, very large attack, with an inverted output. So it starts on a negative value of the position, which gives us this effect. And finally, I just added the FX1 here, went to the FX master and added the delay. So it was a very simple process and quickly done. And in the end, we have this. And later on, I just add more nodes to the arpeggiator. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, let me know. Maybe I can create another video and make it more videos like this one. So thanks for watching.